Hi. A short lesson concerning the legato. It's a wonderful way of playing, and normally when you became a better recorder player, you play more legato. It's very sweet, it's perfect for adagio, for some part of melody, because it's very similar to the voice. The voice play normally legato. It's unusual a voice who sing yeah. There is a piece from Parcel but this is an exception. It's not normally. In my experience, there is three uses that you can do for legato of legato. The first, perhaps the more useful, is a technical reason. Legato is a good way for better learning the movement of the fingers, because when you play with the normally tonguing two, between a two and another two, between two notes, you have the time of moving the finger, and this movement of your finger make a noise. For example, between E, and G, with tonguing, it's more easy than without. Because I try to make some mistake. I not used to make so many mistakes. Because when you have to move 2 or 3 fingers in the same time, it's not easy that this movement arrives perfect synchronic. And with 2, you have just a little space in which there is no air, no sound, and you can move the finger in this moment. So, for example, E, G, if you have to do it legato, you will learn a lot about your finger. Or E flat and G, more difficult. Or something else like G and C. Then you have not to move one finger before or after. But and you can immediately check if it's okay or not. So, when you have, for example, a scale of F major, sorry, this room is cold. If you play it legato, you are learning how to move the finger in a perfect way. This is the same for the arpeggio. Sometimes you can help the passage between a note and another with more air. not tonguing. So, for example, if I am studying these pieces from Quantz that is published in the Ginsberg method for treble recorder, it's a wonderful way to study totally legato. Of course, there is some jump that is too big, and could be not so important to study this. Because, in effect, what is very important to learn with the legato is the passage between one note and the note after and the note before, or with the distance of third, 3, or 4. This is what's very important. Also, the half tone is very important if you study it legato. Because if you arrive to do it totally legato, you are moving the finger in the correct way. There is no solution. If you can play a chromatic scale legato, that means that you are moving very well your finger. Okay, and this is the technical use of legato. So when you are studying a piece, you can try to make some parts or all the piece legato just for checking what are doing your finger. The second use of legato is for stylistical purpose. So with a stylistical intention, we try to make more clear the structure of a piece. For example, in this piece Capriccio, the structure is 1 note, 3, 1 note, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. So if I play the 3-note legato, the structure will be more clear. Of course, you can make this very evident or more less evident. I make a sample. In this case, it was a legatura to, but it was less evident, less the other way. It's more pa pa pa. There is a lot of piece where it will be very good to make a pair of legato. Sometimes this pair of notes legato are written by the composer, like in this Lamentarola number 11. And also in this case, you can make something very dramatic, very evident, very exaggerated, like other, the same legature, but more together, more this is your choice, but it's important that you know the two different uses. They are, every flourishment abbellimento is legato, of course, or trill, gruppetto, gruppetto, trills, appoggiatura, acciaccatura, mordente are legato. A legatura could be pair or impair, I don't know the English name. If you play legato, the first note with the second, the third with the fourth, the fifth with the sixth, there is like pair. If you play the second legato with the third, not the first alone, the second with the third, the fourth with the fifth, you have like impair, an Italian spari e dispari. And for example, I think in Marcello, this is with pair legatura, and now I make impair, the opposite. The effect is different, more for the player than for the listener. The listener listens the same music, but with something different. There is a lot of possibilities when you have a three note. The first, the more usual, is to make legato the first with the second note. But you can also legato put together the second with the third. Or, but it's very unusual, the third with the first. I make sample slow. Very unusual. Or three together, 1, 2, 3. Each legatura make an effect different, like a color, green, pale green, stark green, blue green. There is the same pattern, the same face, the same arm, tree, but with something different. And as I told you before, you can make this legatura in a very normal way or in a very stark, with a stark difference. Or it's very different. Normally you can change the legatura when you have a ritornello, reprise. The first time you make, and the second, is just a suggestion. You are not obligated, of course. Good. And the third legatura is something that you will never find written in a score, and that is better that you don't learn because someone told you you have to make this. No. The third way for making a legatura is a very personal thing. If you hear in YouTube or other CD or in concert some very good recorder player, you will listen that they make, especially in adagio, a lot of legatura. Not when you have to time the same note, but this kind of legatura is the effect. The musician is trying to do something very sweet, very cantabile, very like a song. And he play with a very soft tonguing, but also without legatura, without tonguing, with a legatura. I cannot tell you where you have to do this. Oh, this is another case. This is a legature with a pair of legature. But there is a lot of music, wonderful music, adagios. For example, it's unusual that man make two. It's not bad, but it's unusual. You will see that you will become to use this legature with the time. When you are more expert, you play better, and you are not preoccupied for the name of the note, for the position, the trill, the tuning, and then you have a good instrument, and you will play with some part legato. There is no rule in this kind of legato. It's not something that you do for explaining the structure. If I play this was the second type of kind of legatura, something for explaining the structure. But if I play, for example, Amarilli mia bella, sometimes legato, sometimes not legato, but just with a melodical purpose, not stylistic, not for making the structure of the piece more clear, more easy to be understood, and not because I'm not able to make the tonguing. Because, yes, I forget, sometimes we use the legatura when the music is so speed that we are not able to making a double, triple tonguing. There is in Amarilli, in this passage there is a semi-biscrome, no, biscrome, I don't know the English name. It's very difficult to make a double staccato without, so sometimes we make legato because there is so speed, there is like a trill. It's difficult to make a trill with tonguing. uh, and we make this very quick note legato. I hope it has been useful for you. Bye bye.